Hi, this is Luciana Paulise, and today I'm interviewing Rana George, which I'm so excited to have you here, especially in the month of March, the month of the woman. So, welcome today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure because you are the expert on the Lenormand cards, which is something that people have been using a lot, I think, this last year since COVID. I think that there's a trend that we've been trying to look for other tools, not the traditional tools, to help us in our lives. So, can you tell me more about that? Can you tell me more about you, or about how you learned this, and how useful this is?
Oh, well, I was given a deck of Lenormand. I didn't even know the name of it since I was 11, and I've been using it as a tool. I used it as a tool all my growing up. I did not know. I actually used it as a tool because it's in the family, but we're all like this is this is a deck that kind of helps. I used to, like, at the beginning, just help people, fortune telling and all that kind of stuff, and then later I discovered that it's actually a tool for self-help, for a deeper connection, not only for fortune telling, not only for to finding out what's going to happen. Also, I discovered, well, I did kind of an experiment with a few of my clients that I've been working with for, over 10 years, to see, like, okay, so if when we see something, is it set in stone, And I discovered that, really nothing is set in stone, and we can actually change. So if you see something, you can ask, can I change that? And sometimes it changes, sometimes it doesn't change. The experiment's still going on, but it's really cool how you see how much control you have on your own life and what you don't have control on your life. So it's kind of cool. The more you do it, the more you find out um, more about yourself. Yeah. So I've been doing this for a very long time.
Wonderful. So, this is the Lenormands are not very well known. They are not like or the horoscope or or the tarot. So, can you tell more about what is it about them that you would recommend better than the other options, or maybe you can use them all together?
Yeah.
Or,
So everything you mentioned are just tools. The tarot is just another tool of and it's very deep and it's very good. Lenormand are basically symbols, 36 cards, but my deck, I added four more cards.
can you
Uh,
show it?
I added those cards because since I was a child, I'm like, I want a card for this, you know. So I'm like, when I finally made my own deck, I'm like, that's it. I'm putting that card. But it's like a language because it's simple. It's very straightforward. It's 1, 2, 3. If you see a dog, that means friendship. That means loyalty. If you see a sun, that means victory. It's a very simple into the natural intuition of the human psyche.
Mhm.
So basically, what happened is when you put these symbols together, you make a sentence. So let's say you pull, how's my day today? And you pull a dog and heart and bird, right? That looks like the birds means talking, birds, it means talking. A heart, so and a dog, so basically it means like, oh, I'm going to be talking to a friend, or I'm going to have a good time talking to a friend, or somebody close is coming and that's going to call me that I love. Or so it's very it's very practical, it's very straightforward, um, and very simple. And I love it because it trains something that you already have in you. This intuition, we are all born with it, and it's very strong in all of us. But when we're growing up, we learned from the environment and everybody around us and school and everything to shut it off and not listen to it. And basically, this is just trains it to become stronger again. It's just a muscle. It's just a muscle like this. So when you go work out at the gym, you need to work out to become strong, to become healthy. You know, your muscle needs to, you need to move them to work. That if when you stop using one muscle, it stops working. So you have that muscle in there. And if we just practice this, and if you do it a lot, you eventually don't need it. So basically, this is, I believe this is just a training wheel. I have a lot of students right now that don't, they've been, you know, with me for a while, and they've been practicing for a while, and now they don't use cards anymore. But any type of cards, any type of divination, any type of anything you want to use, it's all tools. I mean, I can give you a reading with a fork and knife, with gravel, with the plate you leave when you're done eating. I can tell you about, you know, because when you have that muscle strong, you're just very connected to that big mainframe that we are all connected to. So it depends on how strong is your Wi-Fi, you know, for that connection. And that's it. It's very simple. There's nothing to it. There is none of it's straightforward and simple. And during actually this year, a lot of people have been using Lenormand lately in the last few years. A
You've
lot.
seen an increasing trend?
Well, it's been growing for the last 5 years. It's been growing a lot. Yes, it's been growing a lot. I have a huge follower across the world, actually. You know, I went to China, you know, like I think like 3 or 4 times. I forgot, just, you know, for
Wow.
classes they kept on bringing me so I can, like, you know. So what else? In Brazil is a lot. In Europe is a lot. It's growing a lot. And the Lenormand started in Europe probably like around 300, 200 something years ago, and that it was very concentrated in the European community. But it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew, and somehow I made it to Beirut, and somebody, you know, just and it fell into my hands. So
Wow.
yeah, but in the last
Impressed.
year, the COVID year, there's a huge increase of spirituality, and this is what happened in actually in humanity throughout the ages. Is, you know, you start with the, you know, spirituality, then you become into the material, you go deeper into the material, and then something big happened, like during the World War I and World War II. Then people go back into spirituality, and then until they kind of balance spiritual and balance, because you balance your material and spiritual. If you remember, like, you know, during the World War I and World War II, spirituality was huge. So every time there's like something big across the world, people tend to go back to the spirit world, go back to the intuition, go back to connecting to something that's higher, something that's, you know,
Bigger.
exactly, to reach solution. So yeah, in the last year, there's a huge increase of people needing more. The metaphysical world is booming. All the metaphysical stores are booming. All the everything that's pertaining to that is actually because people are going to it. And I think maybe because they have a lot of time, they're at home, and, you know, it's something extra to play and have fun with. So
Right. And
yeah, it's
sometimes
cool.
we figure out like plans are not working as they used to have. Like in the past, you were saying, where I'm going to travel next week, and it was very likely that it was going to happen, right? But now
Yeah.
you have so many things going on that you don't. It's like you don't believe anymore on the things that you used to believe. So maybe you need this kind of balance of your your brain, your physical state, your spiritual state.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, they need the, yeah, it's if you look across the history, you can see like it's a cycle, and it always happened. This is like normal, this is expected, so it's not like, oh my god, this is something new. No, it's just, it keeps happening across, over and over whenever there's something happening big, because people like uh they want to seek an answer for
Hmm.
why things are happening. Why is this not working? What do I need to do? For me, instead of giving, the reasons, or instead of me, I mean, I would give you the reason, but at the same time, the way I work and the way I teach is actually to help, not to take your power, actually to give you more power. What can you do to help you? What can you do to attract to you what you deserve? What can you do to what can you change in what area for you to be in the same alignment of what you desire, of what you need, and what is correct for you, and where are the areas that you're working through to get better, grow, or remember. Because I believe that we all come full, like basically we have like we come and our computer is like full of everything, and it's slowly we erase. So basically we just need to remember, we need to remember who we really are, we need to remember what we really can do. We need, it's all in our DNA. I believe that. So when you pull cards, and then you see something, and then you see it happening, you're like, oh my god, I don't know, you're just remember, you're connecting to, it's, remember this, it's not the cards, this is just a tool, this is just a tool. It is you, it is us, it is the human, like we have so much power that we're not using, really, really. And this is kind of, it hurts me when I see people, but I don't judge, because everybody is on a path, and everybody needs to go through certain something to get to to where they need to. So
Right. So it's
yeah.
a very useful tool for making decisions too. Is that right? I've read in your book that there are several spreads that help you decide between one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And well, I've studied management a lot, and of course, you need information to make decisions, right? But there's some instances where you need to decide quick, and you don't have time to analyze everything. So that's where intuition comes into
Yeah.
place. So that's where you would use the Lenormand cards, for example.
Yes, yes, they're very good, and because they're very clear and they're very simple, and so very, very simple, and uh, they're just like it's a tool that to connect you. Basically, it's like a phone. It's like your own iOS. It's very, it's something, like when going to a restaurant, should I order this or this? Sometimes you're like, you feel something, then you're like, no, I'm going to do this one instead of that one. So you don't listen to what you already, your first gut. And then when you get the dish, you're like, oh, I should have gotten that one, So many people go through this. And what this does, it helps you hone in to believe this is the right thing. And you asked me actually, before we started, when you sent me, you asked me about like, the companies and stuff. I know of a few law teams
Hmm.
that use it as an affirmation to their decision.
Wow. How
I
is
know
that?
one in Texas, and I know one in Brazil actually. And this is what the student of mine is actually was in law, and I mean it's like a whole thing, and I was like, whoa, but it's not, they use it like basically plus they're like, okay, this is a decision we're making, and so and then they do like the grand tableau for the courtroom, and I was just like, you know And I
Oh,
have
so
a lot of
the
people.
grand tableau, that's the spread that you use all the cards, and
Yes.
you usually use that for like seeing how's the year for a person or how's the next 6 months. But you can use it also for teams,
Yeah.
for business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. How would you do that?
Yeah. This is a whole class.
Wow.
This is a whole class. It's a whole class that actually, I give, um, because I go, step by step on
Mhm,
how to connect to certain specific area of
mhm.
what you need to find out and what is the best outcome for it. So
Right.
I also have a, a good amount of therapists, that use the Lenormand successfully with their client,
Mhm,
for therapy. And I mean, the more I get so many emails, so many messages telling me, oh my God, I use this for this. And, thank you so much. It helped with this. It helped with this. So it makes me feel good. Oh, I forgot to say that Russia is another huge. They have my book has been translated into Russian, and they have my
wow.
book. So I have a lot of followers in Russia. I was, supposed to do a thing, but COVID. Next, everything happened in the right time, and my book also has been translated into Polish, and it's being translated into Portuguese. And I know the Portuguese and Spanish are at work, and the Chinese as well. So yeah, I'm very happy that people are using it, to help themselves. I am a very pro. I'll teach you how to fish. Like,
Mhm.
even if you come to me, okay, I'll give you a reading, but you can't come to me again. Like, I need the time to pass. Enough time has passed for that reading to know that you actually did what we talked about, that things have changed, da 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 da. There's so many things. It's not like, never a crutch, never. um don't go after anybody. I feel everybody that needs me come to me. um but I do say no sometimes for readings,
Mhm.
if it was in a like, within a it's not enough time has passed. I usually like
How long is the
the
normal
minimum.
time for doing a
Well,
reading?
usually I like between 8 months.
Mhm.
You need 8 months, because when I give you a reading, it's a big reading, and it pertains to a lot of things in your life. And these things, it takes time for you to, how do I say, to change the vibration of the way you think, of the way you act. So it's not like a button. you know you wake up, you're like, okay, now I'm like this. No, it just takes practice. It takes time. You do it again, you do it again, you stumble, you get back up, you do it again, you stumble, you get back up. And slowly it becomes a natural way. And that way you change your vibration. When you change your vibration, then you change your life, then you change. So, and then you're ready for me to see what's going on. And if you're, you know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes, unless I have, this is for a reading, but I also do like coaching. So
Mhm.
the coaching is different. The coaching is not reading, it's more, helping the person. um it's like really like coaching you in a gym. So, I have my student that I coach on a regular basis. And what else? Yeah.
Well, you're an expert. That's why I wanted to interview you, because when I was looking for it was crazy how I got into the Norman, because I was looking for tarot cards in on a website, and then I bought some that I don't know, I like how they looked, and I bought them. But then I got Lenormand. It was the tarot.
Oh, so it was, they came to you, so it came
They
to you.
came to me exactly. So I said, "Oh wow!" And then I started getting and learning more about that. And then, well, on internet, you were the expert. Everyone was recommending your specific book. So I got it, and yes, it's so detailed, and you have so much information, and it's also kind of crazy when you start because there are so many things that you have to remember. Yes, you mentioned the dog is it's friendship, but also the dog could be a doctor, a dog could be an assistant, could be so many things.
And this
uh,
comes to the question. That's the context. It's all
exactly.
about context. So
Hmm.
if you're talking about, a health situation, if you're and you get the dog, you need to go to the doctor. If you're talking about, let's say, a lover's situation, and you get the dog and you get another man or woman card, that could be a third person. It's all about the context. What is your context of your question? And this is what the card, in that context it can mean this, in that context this is. I go through that in my book as well.
Yes, yes, it's amazing. It's great to hear from you and to see all the different options that we have today and that we have to unleash or unlock, right? That we, as I was telling you at the very beginning, I'm a quality engineer. I've always studied, master's degree, all type of certificates. But sometimes you need to also uncover these hidden thoughts that you have in your mind and try to use them all. Why say no to that if it's yours, right? It's for yours to take.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have the right brain and you have the left brain, and you
Mhm,
used a lot of that part. Now, you're actually discovering that side of your brain, and it's all you. It's all you. So you're discovering what else can you do on this side of the spectrum. Yeah, my husband is like what you call literally a rocket scientist. So he's very science, 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 and slowly, 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 it took a lot of time and a lot of proofs, because science and math and people that are like very, they need like proofs.
mhm.
So it took a lot of that proofs for him to be like, you know
Yeah, yeah, I
so
know, but
he
it
can
helps.
actually use it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm starting to use it also together with my coaching skills, and it really helps. Of course, you have to use everything that it's within your hands, but
Yeah.
it's
I
useful.
have a lot of corporate clients that they use it actually in their corporate world.
Right.
I have a lot of executives, a lot of they use that in their corporate world, and it's just, again, it's like using your phone. It's like using any type of tool that you have under your, at your reach. Why not use it? If you have a little nudge, why not?
Yeah, well, I think that a lot of people like it, but are kind of scared, or the way I've seen it with other people, when you ask for what's about the future, maybe they scare you. Oh, this is gonna happen to you, or he's gonna cheat on you, or things like that, and people get scared about that. But I think it's good to see the way you say it, that it's a tool for you to use it and learn more about yourself. It's not just about learning about the future, but
Yeah.
trying to identify how you can help you, not how you can prevent
Exactly.
you from doing bad things, but how can you foster more of the good things.
When you're going to somebody, please, please, because I
Advice
beg
for
you,
everyone that is listening.
please do your research.
Mm,
There's a lot of people, like it's like in any trade, in any type of work. There's always con artists. There's always people that are trying to make a buck. It's like in any type of thing you do. It's not like, you know because there's like that stigma of charlatan, and oh my god, they're all like this and da 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 da. No, there's a lot of, I have so many friends that are very good, you know, there's some people that are like much better than me. There's some people, there's a lot of people that are really good. And at the same time, there is that other side. So please do your research, read about the person, how long they've been doing it. This is very important, how long they've been doing it. What is their history, what is their background, what are people saying about them, and not like, something small or so please do your research. And anybody that sends you a message or come to you to tell you, you know be wary, if somebody, because any professional, you know like, because I'm seeing a lot of scams going on online right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends, actually, they had their Instagram being cloned, and they send, their friends, I'm going to give you a reading, I give you a discount, da 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 da. No, we as professionals, we don't do this. Number one, we're very busy, we're not going to go after people. uh, and it's just like, no, you know we're not gonna, send you an email or a message telling you, soliciting you to come and take a reading. And so please be wary of that. If you get a message like this, do a full research, make sure it is not a con. um, if you do get pulled, like you want to do a reading, go through, there's so many good people out there, go through them and see, who resonates with you, what person that, you feel good. It's very important that you feel like, yeah, I think I like this person, I'm going to work with that person. Because this is how, it meshes. You just don't go like, oh my god, I'm going to try it anyway. No, this means you're not listening to you. You know what I mean? So I just want people to be careful, because there's a lot of people out there that are giving a bad name to anybody that works with cards. And then there's people that tells you, oh, this is bad, and this is, gonna give you, I don't know, you're gonna get bad energy, you're gonna get a negative energy and all that kind of stuff. This is, are you gonna get negative energy from your phone? I mean, maybe if you keep yelling at it, to stop working. I mean,
Yeah, there are a lot of readings on YouTube. Have you seen that? What do you think about that?
no, I honestly, I don't have time. So I don't know what are those. Um, no, what?
Well, there are just spreads, and they are uploaded to YouTube, and based on your sign or based on
Yeah,
whatever,
some people are good. Some of them are really
it
good.
could work if
Again,
they are good, right?
follow the people that
Hmm.
you think, they're
You can
good. So
trust.
yes, of course you can do that. You
Hmm.
can say, I can pull like card. I think I've done this like, last year or the year before, and I have it in my book, the zodiac, and under the zodiac and all that kind of stuff. You can say like, oh, for Gemini, I'm gonna pull 5 cards. For, Cancer, I'm gonna pull, 3 cards.
Hmm.
For your months for this week. For anyway, for Pisces, for anything. So let me see right now, like Pisces, I'm gonna pull 1 card for Pisces, just an example to give you.
Hmm.
Ring. So I got the ring for Pisces, right? So that means you're gonna make a lot of connection this month. There's reconnection, actually. And maybe there's some agreements that you're gonna need to sign for the Pisces. So since we're in Pisces right now.
Right. Cool.
So yeah, I mean, you don't pull 1 card, because 1 card, it's not enough to make a sentence. So you need something with it to make a sentence, which is, so let's say here a woman. So it's maybe a contract with a woman, or connecting with a woman, or marrying a woman, you know. So there's, a lot of things that you can get. So let's say if we get the fox, where is here my fox? If you get the fox, for example, it will be like, be careful, if you get the fox, be careful of anything you're signing, you know
Right.
Be careful for any connection. Be careful. I mean, look at the fine prints of whatever you're signing this month. And so, it's, you could do that. I mean,
It's
it's it's,
useful.
it's fun, it's easy, it's but again, and I say it a million times again, please make sure who you're following, that they are legit and they're professional. If you see them professional, they have a history, and and you
Right.
like them, so go ahead. But if you see anything, if you get any little red flag, if you get like this little tiny feeling, no, listen to your gut all the time.
Hmm. And well, I want to congratulate you because, I mean, as we said, you are one of the experts. So
Thank you.
why can you tell? How can you tell that you got to be the expert? What's that differentiate you, and what can you recommend to other women trying to, especially in this month, trying to say, well, here we are, we have this power. You have to believe in what you believe, right?
Okay, so you ask me, can you repeat the question? So
Yeah.
did you ask me like how did I get to be the expert?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, I think the Lenormand was new to the US, and it just happened. I was in a conference, and a friend of mine in a conference called the Reader Studio. This is where all empath and tarot readers and psychics, and they come and they meet and they learn more from teachers that have been in this world longer. And somebody knew that I do Lenormand, and I did a demonstration, and they were blown of, oh my God, we've never seen this. What is that? How is that? And they started asking me to do more and explain more and do classes. And slowly, also, they're like, write a book. And I actually like took a year off of my family to finish writing the book, and I needed the book to become like full of everything, because at the beginning people was like, oh, you're not known, nobody knows you. That was like back in 2011. So why don't you write part one and part two until so you can make money on the book, because nobody's gonna pay you when you're not an unknown author, because the publishing is taking a risk on you. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. If my name is going to be on something, it has to be complete with everything, because when you get it, you need to be able to do everything. I'm not gonna do it like in different section and slowly, and like this is not what I'm about. And I literally took a year, and my family like really suffered because my boys were young, and uh, for school and everything, my husband had to take care, because I'm like, I would shut myself and write and write, and when I'm writing I can't have anybody talk to me, so I couldn't help with homework, I couldn't help with anything. And it was really tough, but I'm happy and I'm proud that people love it, and they um, resonated, because I also wrote it in a way that anybody can understand it, no matter the age.
Mm-hmm.
Even if um, even if you're new and if you don't know enough English, like you only have a little bit of English. And I think actually Barbara Moore, she's in Llewellyn, and she actually told me, write like you're writing for a 5-year-old. And I was like, okay. And that actually, I mean, it was amazing, because I get people from Italy saying, am I going to understand your book? Because I don't know very much English. I'm like, you will understand my book. And it was, I have a lot of people that are, they're not very good in English, and they can understand it. So that's it's I'm blessed. So it's a blessing, I believe.
Yeah, that's amazing that that you took the leap and decided to get into this. So that's a great example for women to stand up for what you believe, for what you like. No matter if people at the very beginning don't believe or don't like it, but then when you trust yourself, it happens. Would
Yeah.
you say so?
Exactly. Not only for women and men, you know. I
Everyone.
am pro. I have three young men that I'm raising, and they're amazing at this, and it took a while, you know. It took a while for them. They had to also have like trial and error, because at the beginning they were like, nah, this is woo, da 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 da, and then, you know, they start like using it for school. Let me try this. Oh my God. And then, you know, I have like, you know, my son would go and he will pull cards, you know, before a class, before a big test, you know, and he'll be like, Mom, can you pull cards for me? I'm like, no, you pull your own cards, you know, because like, I need to know if I'm done, if I'm good, if I need to like, you know, keep studying. And then, so I'm like, no, you pull your own. And then he would pull his own, and you know, he will get like, for example, the book and the writer. So it's like, no, keep studying, you know.
Right.
And he's like, okay. And then he did it again after an hour, and again he got like, he needs to keep studying. And then he's like, what's going on? I'm like, why don't you change the question and say, what do I need to focus on? Maybe you're missing a part.
Hmm.
And then he did that, and he pulled the card. He's like, oh my God, yes. And then he went and then he studied that part, you know, that he saw. And then he pulled card, and he got like, you know, because, you know, back then I didn't have my card. So the coffin back then means bed. Now I have the bed card because I wanted to separate bed and coffin. So he goes like, I got the coffin, I can sleep. Thank you, Mom. You know, and then, you know, because he put, you know, am I going to get an A? And then lo and behold, he got an A. So this is how, like, by practicing and by seeing how it's working with you, you become, you know, stronger. And again, the more you do this, the more you don't need anything. You don't need it. You just feel. It's like you feel like, oh, my mom is gonna call me right now, and the phone will ring. Sometimes you feel that, you know, right? We
Yes, yes,
are
it
born
happens.
with that. We
You
are
need to
born.
listen to that.
Yeah, we don't listen, we don't
Yeah.
use it, we stopped it, we crushed it. And
Hmm.
this is why, this is part of our, like, you know, senses, like seeing and smelling and talking and touching. It's all this, it's one of the senses that, you know, somehow has been cut off through all the ages, because it gives us more control, it gives us more power, it gives us more, you know, as a woman and as a man, and as, you know, anything you want to identify with at this, you know, during this time. It is all, it is all because I have clients, you know, for all. This is why I put in my deck, I put two women, two men. I added that in my deck. I also added the four cards in my deck, and I explain. I think I have a lot of YouTube I explain on it. Why the four card, the bed is one of them, is because I want it, you know. The sex card was the whip,
Hmm.
and the also for sleeping is the bed, as the coffin. So I wanted to have a bed for sex, for sleeping, for comfort, for all of that. So this is why there is the bed card in this. Also, I wanted to have a work card. I don't want to use any other cards for actually work, so I put the market for work cards. So like it's simple things, just to give you a little, and it's just another symbol, that's it,
Right.
to help you. It's
Yeah.
very easy. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. I am teaching, you know, my nephews, which is, you know, 5 years old. I have, you know, my nephews and nieces, they all started, you know, my son, when he was 40-year-old, he started. And when they're young, they're like this, you know, because they are still connected. Um, so this is really empowerment tool. It's an empowerment tool, and it is
Wonderful.
at your fingertip. And I just, you know, tell everybody to start believing in their own powers and ability, because really we are all superpower. Really, we're all superheroes. Really, really. We just don't use it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. I was going to ask you some final advice, but I think that you already gave it to use
Do you
this as
want
an
me? Let's
empowerment.
see. I can do it with cards.
Okay, good.
I see a final advice for anybody that's gonna be listening to this. I'll use a card. What is this advice? Okay, so I got cloud, market, and the fox. And so here's the cloud, here's the market, here's the fox, here's the man, and here's the anchor. So I don't know, can you see it, or is it the light?
Yes, there you can see it perfect.
Yeah. So it's good. It ended on a good note, but this is like basically it's telling me
started cloudy,
careful,
but
be careful of the clouds. Be careful for you not seeing clearly. Be careful of speaking too fast before thinking. There's a lot of the clouds is about, gives you doubt and a lot of misinformation. So because of cloud and market, so this is for me, it's like on a bigger scale, and it's about some, some activities that are happening. So be careful of like what's going on around you, and especially having that fox there is like, this whole thing is telling me believe in you before believing of what's going on, like believe what you feel first. So my advice is there's a lot of smoke and mirrors happening, and try to see, in a clear way. The man is here like telling me to think in a very pragmatic way, to think in a very left brain, to kind of take the cloud and just be like, straight. And the anchor is telling me to keep believing in yourself and standing and trusting in your own self, and be anchored in your own belief. Don't let that get swayed by outside factors of what's going on.
Wonderful. I love it. Thank you very much, Rana. It was a pleasure having you. Well, so soon we're going to have an article reading on this. Again, thank you. If you want to leave a website or something that people can contact you, please feel free to do that.
Yes, I'm very approachable. I am on Instagram, Rana George 1. My website is ranageorge.com. It's been revamped right now. But you can go find me at ranageorge.com.
And the book too. Amazing book.
That's my card. So you can find me, like anywhere, Facebook, on YouTube, Rana George, so I'm everywhere. You can find me. But mostly I'm on Instagram. I, do a lot of on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. We will follow you then. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.